My dad demanded I praise his wife at my graduation, so I left her out of it and praised my mom instead, and now they are furious at me. My mom passed away when I, 18 male, was a kid. My dad remarried 3 years after her passing. He was weird about his wife, Beth, always. He'd call her our angel and savior. He talked about her like we both fell in love with her and both chose her. Before they had kids together, he called her the best mom he ever knew and the best wife. I never called this woman my mom or even my stepmom. The whole thing bugged me, so Beth never left being Dad's wife in my brain. She loved hearing Dad say it, and she always had this negative energy when I didn't say those things too. There were times Beth tried to force hugs on me when I had stayed silent about what Dad was saying or if I expressed anything against the use of our. She forced hugs on me in general too, but it was worse when I didn't agree with my dad. My dad never noticed. He was so cocky talking for the two of us that he never even realized I didn't speak up to agree, or I never said those things. Beth did try to be those things, and she really tried hard to earn the mom title from me. She told me that she would never stop, ever, that she knew she could make me love her and wear me down eventually. I don't think she was evil about it or even trying to be malicious. I think in her way she thought she was being extra kind and loving, but I hated it. The one time she really annoyed me by saying it, I told her she would never be as good as my mom in my eyes, so she should stop trying. She never told Dad, but she was upset, and I never apologized. I just stayed mad that she kept trying. Anyway, back to my point. My dad talked to me before graduation about what I'd say about Beth, and he told me he had written something that he'd like me to say. I told him I knew what I'd say, and I didn't need anyone's help. Dad was like cool, and his response made me think even then that he expected me to gush about Beth, but I didn't mention her at all. Instead, after briefly thanking Dad, I gushed about Mom, and I talked about my love for her and the amazing mom she had been. Everyone but my dad and Beth were like, "Oh, she'd be so proud, and that's lovely." My dad was pissed, and Beth looked like she was trying not to sob from heartbreak. She actually did break down and leave for an hour and came back to talk of Mom, which made her quiet the rest of the party. Afterward, my dad left me like 20 voice messages about my lack of praising Beth and how she deserved way better and why did I tell him I had my thanks for her written already. I never said that. Never. That was how he took what I said. But I didn't want to call Dad and be accused of being cruel to Beth for saying the things I knew I would where she could hear. So I ranted via email about how Beth's not my angel or savior and how that was all Dad's BS and that I never ever loved or chose Beth. I said she didn't better my life. She wasn't better than my mom. That I would choose being alone over Beth. I then told Dad he never had any right to speak for me like that and him for that too. And I told him his words about her being the best mom ever before she even was one felt like he was disrespecting Mom. I must have written like 4,000 words before I finished. My dad wasn't the only person to read it. Beth saw and read it too. This enraged Dad, and he demanded I apologize to Beth and make it up to her. But I haven't, and I don't see it happening either. My dad realizes this too because he asked when I became such a butthole and that I wasn't raised to be a butthole. I feel like maybe I am a butthole for how I have refused to accept Beth and because I didn't even thank her at my graduation. I'm not sure I care really, but I want to hear the judgment of people who don't know us and just see the situation here. Of course, I can't write everything from the time I met her to now because that'd take forever, but I hope this is enough info to decide, am I the butthole?